Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another ZD Toys figure unboxing and review video. Now today we are going to be taking a look at the LED version of the Mark 6. Now it's always a good day when a ZD Toys figure arrives, because I personally am a huge fan of their releases, and I think they've been getting better and better. So fingers crossed this LED Mark 6 delivers on the promise of giving us everything we loved about the initial one, just with that awesome single touch LED system. But we'll discuss that a little bit more in just a second. Now, I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is of course down in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and an awesome reward system. What we are going to do now though is get the box laying flat in the light box and do the unboxing. Here of course we have the box art, and just like our usual ZD Toys unboxings, it works in the very same way. You've got two magnetic panels on the front, and there is a triangular cutout showcasing the arc reactor below. You do also have this metallic finish all over the box. It looks awesome. We do have an image of the Mark 6 on the side, and then a bunch more showcasing various poses on the back. But by far the coolest part about the box is when you flip it open, you get an image of the Mark 6 with the chest plate removed. It's really cool that this is the arc reactor that kind of peeks through this cutout on the front. But let's get him out here. I have already reviewed the standard Mark 6, and spoiler alert, I loved it. And I'm already loving the look and feel of this guy in hand, because it is so eerily similar to the other one. But we will touch on the differences a little bit later in the video. Now of course he does have one tray down below, including a USB cable, so what we are going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Here we have all the parts and pieces. Now starting off with the display base first, if you've seen my other ZD Toys Iron Man reviews, you kind of already know what to expect. It's translucent, it's hexagonal, and Marvel Studios is etched down below. To go along with that, you get a dynamic flight arm. You've got multiple joints down there, and then two more up on top, plus a spring-loaded waist clamp. You also get a micro USB cable to charge up your Iron Man, and then two blast effects. Sometimes we get 4, and sometimes we get 2. In this instance, we get the latter. They are painted with some orange fiery paint down below, then it fades to a translucent yellow. The cool thing about these though is if you take these hands, they can peg in place and kind of look like Iron Man is blasting off, which is a very neat effect. You also get some other hands though with fully painted repulsors. What we are going to do now though is get Iron Man himself out here and take a closer look. Here we have him standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. And yep, that is very clearly the Mark 6. ZD Toys made this guy previously without the LED, and this is pretty much the exact same mold. So all of the stuff I liked and all of the stuff that I disliked are still present here. Some of the good stuff though, the paint applications. This guy looks stunning. He's metallic where he needs to be, he's shiny where he needs to be, he definitely stands out on the shelf. But this guy does have a little bit of a trick up his sleeve, which we'll discover in just a second. Spoiler alert, it's the LED. What we are going to do now though is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in and take a closer look at the details. Here we have him up close and personal, and yes, in just a second we're gonna take a look at this guy's party piece. But for now, let's talk about the armor. We won't spend a ton of time obsessing over every detail because we've already done that in the regular Mark 6 video. I do want to quickly mention though that the sculpt is still very impressive. It's super crisp, it's very sharp, the paint applications are on point. I love the shiny metallic gold, the super high gloss red with the accurate panel lining detail that has been painted, and then the silver and gunmetal in the various sections. You also have some detail in the arc reactor, and when we light it up, you'll see that is still visible. He does have these flaps out the back that when you open them up, yes, there is a ton of tech detail there, and if you are wondering how you charge this guy, this panel up on top removes, then there is a micro USB port there. If I did have one complaint, it would be that they haven't moved to USB-C. Fingers crossed they do that at some point. Then coming down to the legs, yeah, equally as impressive as the upper torso, very angular, and this design has always impressed me. But we do want to talk about this button right here, the single touch light up system. You literally push that button, the eyes and the arc reactor do light up, and just like I promised, you can still see the arc reactor detail on the surface. I love this. I am hoping that Hot Toys one day figures out how to do something as simple as this. No swap out dicky little batteries, nothing that's going to cause you to rip your hair out. It's literally, you charge it up, you push the button, and away you go. This is absolutely, in my opinion, the best way to do a light up feature on an Iron Man figure. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have the Mark VI LED version on the left, and the Hasbro Marvel Legends integrated suit Spidey on the right. Now whenever I do these ZD Toys reviews, it seems I forget to compare them to Marvel Legends, so this should give you an idea as to how he will scale next to Spidey. He's not in the right scale, he's far too big. Some people can work around that and they put him in the background in their Hall of Armor and it looks perfectly fine, but for me, the size just doesn't work. I do prefer the paint applications, the articulation, the LED light up, just the overall fit and finish of ZD Toys. But I'm still a stickler for the Marvel Legends scale just because we have so many available, whereas ZD Toys, for now at least, is sticking to modern Infinity War Endgame characters as well as Iron Man. Just going over articulation. Now bear in mind this is my personal copy of the figure, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful. I'm sure when you get yours in hand, you can push the joints slightly further than I'm willing to go. Now starting off with the head sculpt, there is a ball joint at the base of the head itself, so you do get forward and back, swivel, and then a tiny amount of pivot side to side. You do have the arms going up to there until you pull them out at the shoulder, then you can get them going the full way. They do of course go forward and back, and then that ball joint in there acts kind of like a butterfly. Swivel at the bicep, a double bend at the elbow that does go past 90, plus a ball joint for the wrist peg. The torso does have a pull-out style joint as well to get slightly more range, mostly going back, not a ton going forward. Swivel, then pivot side to side. The legs can be dropped down, as you can see, this one is now sitting a lot lower, going forward to there, going out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, a double bend at the knee, plus of course a ball joint down here for the ankle. Just wrapping up on the ZD Toys Mark VI, specifically the LED version. Now going into this, I knew exactly what to expect. I own a few ZD Toys Iron Man figures, and this isn't even my first Mark VI, but the LED feature does a great job of making it worth your while to pick up another Mark VI. Put the non-LED version in the Hall of Armor perhaps, and have this guy posed up front and center in your Avengers display. The only issue is the scale. This guy is slightly too big to go with your Figuarts or Marvel Legends. So where is he supposed to go? That's the question I find myself struggling with time and time again with these ZD Toys figures. I'm hoping that they start to make a more diverse cast of characters from the MCU, because right now the only way we can kind of display these is in the background in their Hall of Armor setup, which is awesome, but we also want to bust out some poses, and these guys are gigantuan alongside Marvel Legends. Either way, Yes, the LED system is awesome. You plug it in, you charge it up, you hit one button, and his arc reactor and his eyes turn on. Simple, straightforward, and gets the job done. Now, I got mine from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is down in the description below. They have 12-month installment plans and an awesome reward system. While you are down there, check out the link to 6 Scale Network, the Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and of course, see what's coming up next on the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.